Hey everybody, my name is Simon Davies. I'm the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Splunk for Asia Pacific. I'm really excited to be with you today and to hear some pretty amazing innovation coming out of the Asia Pacific region with our customer from Korea. Bong-Soo Chu, thank you so much for joining us. Just for the audience out there, why don't you introduce yourself in Korean and then maybe we can do it in English as well.
Okay, in Korea. 안녕하세요. LG전자에서 AI 빅데이터 담당을 맡고 있는 조봉수라고 합니다. 만나서 반갑습니다.
And you want to do that in English just in case?
Okay, got it. Hello, my name is Bong-Soo Cho. I take in charge of the AI Big Data Division in LG Electronics. Very nice to meet you guys.
So thank you so much for being here. Perhaps can you share with our audience today a little bit about your background and the role you have with LG Electronics?
Okay, actually my division is belonging to the CDO, and we are taking charge of the technical things and AI big data things, and we collect a bunch of data from the customer side and the enterprise side. So with the customer side, we collect the home appliances, smart TVs, like refrigerators and washing machine. We collect a bunch of data into the cloud, and we analyzing with it. And in addition to that, in the value chain, we do have a huge value chain because we are giant manufacturers. Yeah. So from the whole business process, we collect the data and we analyze it, and then sometimes we do the machine learning things and the product, and we do the innovating thing to creating the value added into the data. So that's how we're doing.
Wow.
Right now.
So you're using data from both the commercial side of the operations, your corporate side of the operations, bringing that together, using that to create innovation.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we are leading group to the digital transformation in LG Electronics.
Yeah, wow, okay, that's so cool. Well, obviously LG Electronics is such a fantastic global brand with so many customers. It must be a lot of data you're dealing with.
Yeah, of course, yeah, especially the smart TV itself.
Yeah.
Actually, the reason why starting the Splunk, we are, at the decade ago, we are spreading our smart TV business into globally. So at the time, we do have 5 million or 6 million devices around the world. But we need to collect the whole data and analyzing what kind of services the customer use through our smart TV services. And is there any way to creating the business value with the data or customer services? So for that, we need to analyze the log data collecting from the smart TV. At that moment, Splunk is coming to us, and we had a collaborating. And Splunk search engine is quite useful to patronize whole the log data collecting from the whole different countries, whole different devices. So after we using the Splunk, our business is growing up, and then now the smart TVs all around the world is 200 million devices all around the world.
200 million devices.
Wow. Smart TV devices all around the world. And then, you know what? The hardware business, the money collecting from the hardware business side is much smaller than the platform side. The platform side is much bigger.
Wow.
So with the WebOS platform, which our smart TV's operating system is WebOS. Yep. The WebOS system, we collect the money is 10 times or 100 times much bigger than the hardware one these days.
Wow.
And the WebOS platform is spread into the car business. So LG Electronics also is providing the infotainment vehicle devices to the car industry, like Vans, Hyundai's, and Volkswagen. That operating system is operating by the WebOS these days, recently. Yep. So the WebOS platform is spreading all around the world, and Splunk is thanks to all the things. The Splunk is existing in the backside, the WebOS system. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally hundreds of millions of devices sending data in, you're taking all of those signals in, and then you're using that to drive decisions and visualizations?
Yeah, right, exactly,
wow. Gosh, that's such a great story.
Yeah.
So what products do you use from Splunk to help you do that every day?
Actually, it's mainly using the Splunk Enterprise.
Yep.
So we, as I mentioned, is collecting from the smart TV, home appliances. Home appliances in the customer side, when you're using the washing machine and the LG Electronics, if your washing machine is connected to the network, which means your refrigerator or washing machine, smart one, then we collect a bunch of data and what kind of cycle do you use, what temperatures, the water temperatures, and the error data. When we collect those kind of information, then we can analyzing, okay, is there any way to improve our quality of the product? Because certain error data is coming to the network, then we need to recheck. We need to check, and then we need to build a new quality process, whether reduce the error data or misuse cases of the customer. So such a thing is going to happen. In addition to that, we're also expanding the value chain, internal value chain data. Is coming from the logistics and procurement process and SCM and manufacturing process. Whole the business platform data is coming to the Splunk, and we analyzing with those kind of data, and then we improving the innovation and efficiencies in various ways in the value chains. So I think it's brand new story. Always Splunk is well known for the security part, but actually in the as a business platform, Splunk has a very big potential. Okay. So in LG Electronic, we have more than 300 different type of dashboard. In each value chain data is analyzed and visualized. So and then more than 3,000 people using the Splunk.
3,000
people using the Splunk in LG Electronic every day.
Wow.
So
across 300 dashboards.
Yeah, across the 300 dashboards.
And covering everything from
manufacturing,
functions, manufacturing, supply chain, procurement, all the way through to the telemetry that's coming in from your the smart appliances.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a great. So how many years have you been on this journey again? How long did it take to build this up? 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, since I joined LG, I built a team. Yeah. And at very starting moment, I'm using this Splunk. Our team, our divisions, is using the Splunk and analyze it, all the data and the machine learning things is combining with the Splunk. And then now it goes to I started with a 4 member, but now it's more than 100 people is working with me, and I got promoted as a vice president.
Congratulations,
thanks to Splunk. Thanks to Splunk.
No, yes. But it's obviously a huge amount of value you're delivering back to the organization if you've been able to build up that team and the insights that you must be driving from. And you actually came first time to .conf a number of years ago, and we're here to present your story. Was it 2014 you were telling me?
Right, exactly, 2014. At that time, it just had the reason why people should use in the Splunk, I just present many people, in front of many people. I choose the two reasons that you should choosing the Splunk. First one is, at that time, is Hadoop ecosystem is competing with the Splunk. So I need to decide whether build a Hadoop-based own big data platform or choosing the Splunk. I need to decide too at the time, but I choose the Splunk because the simple reason. First one is search engine. Okay. Search engine was perfect. Still, search engine is the key initiative. The customer choosing the Splunk. So that is the first thing. And the second one is that after it's just pre-processing all the complicated unstructured data, then it can easily visualizing. The visualization part is integrating into the search engine and the visualization part into the one place. That's the Splunk. So that's the reason why many people love the Splunk, and then me too. Me also, I just love the Splunk because of that reason. So I give the people you should choose the Splunk because of if you choose the Hadoop system or other system, then you have to build a complicated system. But in the Splunk, you can do it right away.
It's there. And you mentioned machine learning as well. You've been using the machine learning capabilities for quite a while in the platform, I understand.
Actually, unfortunately, Splunk MLTK is not quite useful for in a real field manufacturing process. Manufacturing process is quite complicated, but so the reason why the MLTK is only cover the simple algorithm, so we need to make a more complicated one, and then the standard and the accuracy standard is quite higher than expected. Okay. So the reason why we need to developing our own MLOps platform. Okay. And I would say but the MLOps platform can be very useful. Is combining with a good data mart and a good LLM, generative AI. So these days we just pushing like, okay, good data mart, ML platform, and then LLM models, generative AI should be combining.
Yep.
And that architecture is the main standard. It will be. So let's say I give you some example. These days we're developing some sort of models to prioritize new business opportunities coming up. And actually in energy electronics, every single year, more than 200,000 B2B business opportunities shows up globally.
Okay.
It's too many, right?
Yeah.
But we only have couple of hundred salesmen to follow up that opportunity. So we need to prioritize. This opportunity is important. That opportunity you need to ignore.
Yep.
Something like that. So we're developing the prioritization models based on the history data.
Yep.
So in history data, we have 1 million opportunities coming up, and then there is some win opportunity there. So combining it, and
Yep.
machine learning algorithm can find new opportunity coming up, whether it's going to be win or not.
Right.
We can developing such a things.
Yeah.
We already done it. So we're using it internally. If the new opportunity coming up, we make a prioritize, and then whether you should follow up or not, or
Yeah.
automatically email can be sent if it needs to be ignored.
Yeah.
Such a things is
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
be happen. Then other model, machine learning algorithm is assigning model,
Yeah.
meaning like probability high model, high opportunities coming up, and you need to decide this opportunity should be assigned salesman A or B. You need to decide such a thing in a local team, right?
Yeah.
So with the two different machine learning algorithm, in the front end should be covered with generative AI,
Yep.
the ChatGPT.
Yep.
So we're providing such a system internally. So in Singapore, the managers is asked like, okay, last 2 weeks, can you show me the top priority business opportunity, about top 10 priority business opportunity, and then with that kind of simple question, the machine learning algorithm working on it,
Yep.
try to find the data and feeding the data, machine learning algorithm working on it, and then feeding the results like, okay, this is top 10.
So
Priority
taking
model.
all those signals,
Oh,
then
yeah,
coupling
right.
it with the AI, putting the LLM across the top, and actually driving real business use cases.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's how it works.
Yep.
So we are working like that way in the many ways,
Yep.
like a procurement system. In a procurement, is need to ask the same thing, like a similar thing, like, okay, I supposed to buy these chips
Yep.
within month.
Yep.
Is there anybody who had interest to buy a similar chip with the same supplier?
Okay.
Then we can come together
Aggregate
and then
demand.
aggregate it and then demands, and then we can improve our buying power, right?
Wow.
So that's how it works. That's the many way to developing. So for that, we need to develop a machine learning algorithm. The
Yep.
machine learning algorithm basically working based on the data enrichment.
You need the data.
You need data mart and the data enrichment.
Yep.
Enriching the data is very crucial to developing the right machine learning algorithm. Meaning like you just see me and you need to check my appearance, wear the glasses, hair, and the clothes. But you don't need. If you have information about my family side and my scholarships,
Yeah.
then you can imagine more things. You can read my patterns more, right? That's the data enrichment.
So that's the data
Yeah,
enrichment,
yeah.
helping to support the decision
Yeah,
making that you
exactly.
need to do right across the organization.
Exactly. So the Splunk business will be growing
Yeah.
with the combining with the machine learning algorithm and the LLM model,
Yeah.
because this data enrichment process will be happening in the future
Okay.
soon.
That's very powerful.
Yeah, that's
And I know last year we were here at .conf and you shared some pretty exciting stuff you were doing around some of the newer technologies in Splunk.
yeah, right.
Do you want to share a little bit more about that?
Okay, that's cool. Actually, we had a collaborating Splunk Edge Hub. Edge Hub is kind of like a sensor device, sensor collection, sensor hub devices.
Yeah.
Meaning like Splunk is very smart. They need to, if they put the bunch of different type of data into the Splunk index server, then their business will be growing, right?
Yeah.
So they only cover the server side, network side, security side as data, but they need to expanding their capability into IoT things. So the Splunk Edge Hub is covering that part. With the Splunk Edge Hub and extended sensor data like a camera, vibrations, humidity, temperature, all the sensor data can be connected to the Splunk Edge Hub, and the Splunk Edge Hub can send all the data into the cloud side, and then they can analyze all the different type of sensor things. That is real IoT, I think.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, we are collaborating with the Splunk Edge Hub team.
Okay.
Let's say if all the data goes into the network and it takes some time, and the analyzing machine learning thing, it takes time too. If we can do whole the thing in the edge side, that is edge AI computing, right?
Yeah.
So, and on top of the Splunk platform, Edge Hub platform, our application is working in there right now. So the Splunk Edge Hub can be turned into the edge AI computing system.
Edge AI computing system. Okay.
Yeah. So before our application is merged into the Splunk Edge Hub, they have no idea how to processing the image data or vibration data. They only collect the vibration data and then analyzing like a simple statistical model, like upper limit, lower limit, and if the hike up in the upper limit, then it gives the signal, something like that. But after our platform is combining with the Splunk Edge Hub, that it turns into the AI agent, as I mentioned. So in the vision inspection, like in the real factory side, or
so
real
vision inspection.
Well,
for quality control? Or?
Of course, for the quality controls. And in the LG Electronic, we built some vision inspection system with the Splunk on top of Splunk Edge Hub, and this set up in the logistic inventories. And then the boxes sometimes box is broken because of the multiple vision. So the vision camera is detecting, this box has been problem, and then if we send it to the customer can be angry with that.
Negative customer experience.
So very negative experience. So we need to reduce such an failure in a logistic process. So that can be possible. That can be working in it right now. With the Splunk Edge Hub.
The real world Edge Hub with AI at the edge, helping to deliver better outcomes for LG customers.
So that application is built by own LG Electronic, and LG Electronic technology is combining into the Splunk Edge Hub or Splunk Enterprise, as I mentioned. All the machine learning things working on top of the Splunk Enterprise platform. So the Splunk Data Mart, the machine learning things, and the whole things is combined with AI model, and then is providing the dashboard or question and answer things. That is realized in LG Electronic.
So bringing data to life for the organization, and then I just love the way you tie that back to a real world outcome, whether it's savings in the production, the procurement environment, whether it's making sure customers have an optimal experience, taking the signals in real time from your smart devices, being able to bring that data together and really do transformation with it. That's just a fantastic use case, and obviously it's been a massive impact to your organization. So thank you so much for sharing that today. All right, we've had a whole bunch of announcements this week here at .conf 24. Which announcement are you most excited about, and why?
Actually, just excited about SPL.
SPL?
Yeah, SPL. The reason why that I choose the SPL is the two reasons. First one is the Splunk is the realized how to using the large language model properly. So and the second one is I saw the opportunity combined with, as I mentioned, LLM, machine learning, data mart. So you're missing this part, machine learning part. MLOps platform, you missed. So
we were missing.
Maybe we will providing such a thing. So combining with your platform and our platform and creating the more value to the customer. That's the reason why that I'm focusing on the SPL things.
So the AI assistants, you're talking about the SPL assistant, and then with the ITSI assistant we announced, and the security assistant that we announced as well, and the ability to bring that LLM capability to your data, you think is going to be powerful?
One thing that I want to add on is you developing the SPL in the security part. You had a demo yesterday, right? So that may be possible because of the I don't know whether you guys know about it. RAZ. RAZ is kind of like when you're using the generative AI, there is a problem with the hallucination.
Yes.
Sometimes they say creating some lying things and then the speaking in pretending like it's real one. That's hallucination. So to preventing the hallucination, that is very critical, especially the company side.
Of course.
Yeah, hallucination, then no one believe it, right?
Yeah, trust.
Yeah, especially in the business side, we need to decide, right?
Yeah.
So to prevent hallucination, the RAG is the how can I say, like a predefined document, whether you should follow this one.
These processes.
This process,
guidelines.
this guidelines. So for example, like we're giving the manual to the generative AI, the refrigerator manuals or washing machine manual, then you have to follow up this manual guideline.
Yes.
Except that you shouldn't answer the question.
Yes.
You need to say like, I have no idea, I don't know.
You need to be explicit with your models. Yeah.
That's constraint, right?
Yep.
So, and last night your SPL presentation is combining those kind of predefined knowledges in the security part into your LLM models. That creating very special experience to the customer, especially in the security part. But let's say if you need to expanding that capability into manufacturing side, then do you have any idea how to expanding that knowledge, put it into Splunk SPL?
So I think
it's really tough.
This sounds like the next thing we should work on together. After the great innovation we did with the Edge Hub, I think this is a great area as we see more and more of these use cases come up, and the power to unlock that visualization and that data.
Yeah, right. That's what I want. That's what I want to talking to.
Okay.
So
that's where we want to go next.
Yeah, that's. I'm eager to do that. So I will creating some sort of machine learning algorithm can extending your platform not only the security part but into the various business process.
Yep.
And then if we're using the proper way to combine with the ML engines and the data mart, then with a simple LLM model, you can give in the value to the customer.
You can solve specific use cases. That sounds like, I was going to ask you where do you want to go next, but I think we've just answered that question.
Yeah. That's
excellent.
what I want to do.
All right, well, look, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic to learn the outcomes you guys are driving with customers at mind. The scale that you're working at, I think, is super impressive, and I think your vision to be able to take that data and really use it to drive business outcomes, both on the corporate side, in the manufacturing side, on the factory floor with the Edge Hub, it's just truly inspiring. So on behalf of Splunk, Kamsahamnida, thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, really look forward to it. And hopefully next year we can come back and tell the next chapter of this story.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm Simon Davies here with Bongso Choi from LG Electronics. Fantastic conversation, doing really innovative stuff. I hope you found it valuable, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.